Many of you always wonder where my passion comes from, and I always remind folks that I grew up in the most beautiful, blackest city in the country, in the city of Detroit. You don't only have one mother in Detroit, you have what you call community mothers watching over you, making sure that you are safe, fed, and loved. And today, I'm not only just serving as their Congress member, but as one of those community mothers, hoping that you will all please help my neighbors. I represent the third poorest congressional district in the country. And this means as a member, I am getting calls from mothers asking me to help them find an early childhood education program, not only for the development of their child, but a place where their child can eat twice a day. I fight so hard to get to the root causes of water shutoffs. Up to 17,000 homes in my district faced water shutoffs alone. And it's because when a mother gets her water shut off, Mr. Chair, not only does she have no access to water, her children are taken away from her. And this is simply wrong. This shouldn't be happening, especially when our state, in the state of Michigan, a multi-billion-dollar corporation like Nestle is paying only $200 a year to extract 1 million gallons of water a day for profit. Since 2012, colleagues, water bills have surged 31% across the nation. This increase in the cost of water is a faster increase than the price of groceries and gasoline. An average American, our neighbors, our residents' households, will pay more for their water in 2 months than Nestle will pay for a year. And this is outrageous and simply disgusting. So, Mr. Chair, when I read about a retired couple, and this is a true story in my district, they had to collect snow in a bucket to allow it to melt so they can use it to flush their toilet. I knew when I read that story that this was a major crisis. And later I found out this is a national crisis across our country. Water is a human right, and no American should be too poor to live in basic comfort. I ask that you include language preventing all utility shutoffs, water, power, broadband. As many communities are still struggling to recover from the pandemic, we cannot allow these essential services to be ripped away. I can ask also please to support at the highest level of funding for our clean water and drinking water state revolving funds. This is so critically important. These funds are critical to delivering clean water to communities like ours and provides long overdue improvements to water infrastructure. Over 60 schools in one of my cities placed garbage bags over their school drinking fountains because the water is too contaminated, just full of lead. Our children deserve us to be bold and aggressive on addressing water crisis. What happened to Flint, y'all, that experience, which is still has not truly been fixed, is happening across the country. The Low-Income Household Water Assistance Program is another program that needs continued support at a higher level. But please know this, we can't just support what we call LAWAP if we don't also require reconnection services and allow us to use some of that funding for public plumbing services, which helps us get to the root causes of the high water costs. What's even worse about our continued support of LAWAP is that we cannot have a situation, this is exactly what we have, where we have neighbors applying for assistance through LAWAP, and we fought really hard to get money in there. And then the water department and the utility companies are not required to reinstate access to water. Over 100 community advocacy organizations and public health organizations estimate that we need $4 billion to truly have a dent into helping our neighbors access water. We cannot continue, y'all, to throw money at a crisis of this size and not attach, again, requirements for reconnection services and also provisions that ensure our residents are protected and that the program gets, again, to the root causes of the high cost of water. With that, Mr. Chair, and again, Ranking Member Granger, I hope that you will look to me as a resource. In the city of Detroit, in my district, we birthed movements, not only labor rights movement, the civil rights movement, but this movement on access to water was birthed right here. And we hope that you look to us as not only as a resource, but also to tell the human stories behind what is happening and doing nothing about the water crisis.